All right, y'all, so this is my desk setup. It's where I get my work done, as it is currently a separate space from where I film. Now, I wanted a separate space to just focus on work, but also have a little flexibility to film in the moment if I needed to. It had to be functional. This is what I came up with so far. My desk. So I am the type that normally goes for like a standing desk, but this time I took a step out of the comfort zone and I ended up grabbing this one from Pottery Barn, I think it was. But the thing that caught my eye with it, outside of the look of it, is how versatile it is. Like, I can make it be an L desk, or I can push it out and make it be one long desk. So I like that, but I did have to forego the option to make it standing or sitting, and so far the transition's okay. You know, I probably will end up going back to a standing desk once, you know, I retire this one, but for now, I do like the aesthetic of this. Now, when it comes to my desk setup, I do like to keep things really simple, have like the bare bones up here, so it's not cluttered and stuff like that. Typically on my desk, I have a candle of some form burning. It's something about the warmth of a candle that is just like calming to me. And then typically I also have my little coffee mug up here because I do start the day with a cup of coffee. And as far as like decor up here, I just have a few pieces right now, which I probably will change out. One thing is this balloon dog. This is something that definitely catches the eye of anyone that walks in here. Another is this hourglass, which I'll use sometimes to track time. And then I also have this crown here. If you don't know, I love a good crown. But I have this one here to hold my SD cards, because sometimes when I dump footage up here and I don't have my SD card carrier nearby, I found that if I made a permanent home for my SD cards, I was less likely to lose them until I could put them back into the SD card carrier. Another thing I have on my desk are these marble coasters, and that's really about it as far as decor. All right, now let's move on to my monitor setup, starting with my webcam. It's known as the MX Brio. Now, I got this from Logitech, one of my favorite sponsors of the channel and for this portion of the video. I literally have used their products for years, and even some new additions that they were gracious enough to give me for this setup. But this webcam here is one of the latest to my collection, and it's right on time too, so that I can have a proper setup when I'm hopping on my web calls, as this one has a 4K camera. The camera I was using before this didn't, so I'm enjoying the upgrade. It also can record in 1080p, and I noticed with this one, things even look good for me in low light because of the auto light correction that's built in. But one of the little details that I'm loving up here is that it has a webcam cover. I know. So all of you out there who are also team privacy cover, we're good to go. Now, prior to this, I was more so used to webcams that are more set up and go, and this one still is as well. But now I have a few fine-tuning options, so I'm loving the fact that this keeps things simple, but still lets me have some adjustments, like manual controls to change the focus, or using Logi Options Plus to change the exposure and other things. Another clutch feature that I like is that I can adjust the camera position and zoom in app, because sometimes, you know, the camera will show too much of the room, so it's nice to be able to stop that. And when I need to, I like that I can tilt the camera down to show it's on my desk, or in my case, to tilt it down to just see me in general because of the height of my monitor. This is something that I wanted to do before and sometimes wouldn't use the webcam I had because they wouldn't allow it, but now I can. For those interested in learning more about this, I'm gonna have a link down below. Moving beneath my webcam, we have my massive 49-inch monitor. Now, I've had this one for a few years now. One thing I have learned is that I do prefer a widescreen monitor. It's something about having my timeline stretched out from left to right versus having more screen real estate from top to bottom. And with this particular one, it's so large, I can actually have 3 full screen apps up here at the same time. So I love being able to edit while having up Safari or, you know, Notion or whatever. It just maximizes productivity. It does have some additional ports in the back as well, but the one thing it does not have is built-in speakers. Now, another thing I have on my desk is my Google Home speaker, and I use this in the most simplistic fashion. I ask like just a couple of commands constantly. I ask for the weather, I play music, I get a video notification when my doorbell rings so I can see who's there. But most often I'm using it for a timer because I do work in focus sprints, so that allows me to kind of see how much time I have remaining before I take a break. And then behind that, I have this like little cable management thing. My cable management sucks, y'all. It is like, now, as far as this monitor arm, I like it because it keeps a nice clean aesthetic, allowing me to remove the monitor arm from being in the middle of my monitor to being off to the left instead. So it kind of gives it this floating-like look, which I love. Now, another desk accessory I have is my Logitech keyboard here. Now, I've had a version of this keyboard before, but I love the upgrade on this one. Like the shortcut key for voice dictation and a dedicated emoji key. And it can automatically adjust the backlight for me, or I can still always do it myself. But I love the fact that I can pair up to 3 different devices with it, which is great for me because I'm constantly jumping about between different ones. But another thing that I got was this little wrist rest here, which is nice so that my wrist or my palms aren't hitting the desk. Now, when it comes to my mouse, I'm using this one here from Logitech. I actually featured this in one of my previous desk setups, and before it, I was a strong MX Master user. I thought I wouldn't find a mouse that I liked better than that. And when I tried this one, the shape of it had me like, okay. It was different, and I didn't know if I'd stick with it, but I have, y'all. I have not switched this back. For me, I like the fact that my hand rests, you know, more in an upward position versus a downward position. So I find that my hand doesn't really cramp like that when I'm using a mouse. I still have my shortcut keys along the side and other areas as well. And like my keyboard, it can also pair up to 3 different devices. So I've been set with this one for years. But moving on, over here to the left side, I have a lamp here, which is super clutch when I'm editing at night, because sometimes the overhead light is just a little too much. But this one gives me a nice, warm, cozy light to use when I'm editing. I can also adjust the color temperature, the brightness, and with the Logi Options Plus app, I can control this and all of my other Logitech items from one, you know, central area. Moving in front of that, we have my Blue Yeti mic, and this is a mic, y'all, that I have used, oh my God, for years. Probably since around like 2013 or 14. I can't rave about it enough. I feel like price-wise, it's good for what you get. It's literally plug and play, and it has different ways in which the mic can pick up sounds. So it can grab audio either from all around, directly in front of it, or if you're doing like an interview, it can grab audio from the front and back of it. You can also adjust the gain, which is basically the equivalent to the, you know, sensitivity of the mic, and it has a built-in stand. So sometimes when I'm editing and I need to add a quick voiceover, this is the mic that I'll just pull out, pop on the desk, and start speaking into so that I can do so. The computer that is powering all of this is my 14-inch M3 MacBook Pro. And this one is pretty much maxed out in terms of storage, RAM, all of that. I like using a laptop for my setup because I like the option to undock it and take it with me when I want to. But this is what I use to run my business. Now, to make my connections easier, I am using this hub from CalDigit. The thing that I like about it is that it makes connecting to this monitor super easy because it's literally just one cable. But whatever is connected to the dock is also then connected to the MacBook, which means my mic is then connected, any of my portable hard drives, the SD card reader that's here. My MacBook can then access all of that with just that one cable. And then under my desk is where I have my footrest. Now the footrest here is adjustable. I like this particular one because it has these grooves which feel good against my feet, and it just helps circulation within my legs and feet when I'm sitting here for long periods of time. But to the left of that, we have my heater. Yes, I am one of those team heater gang. Sound off in the comment section because I know I'm not alone out there. But I love having this heater up against my feet when I'm working. You know what I'm noticing here? I like a little cozy vibe when I'm editing. I like to keep the mind calm so I can be as creative as possible. And this is one of those things that adds to that. Oh, how did I forget? My wallpaper back here. I got this wallpaper from this website called Minted, and I love it. It's super easy to install. To me, it is on the pricier side for wallpapers, but it's worth it because the wallpapers that they offer are so unique. So they take artwork created by artists and turn them into this. And it was something about this abstract one here, just really did it for me. And the customer service is great because I had a little issue that was no fault of theirs and all of mine, and they still looked out and took care of me. Oh, and if you're curious about the lamp over there, it's from Rove Concepts. Again, adding to that cozy element. I pretty much have it on all the time, and it just adds this nice little glow or pop element to my videos and also when I'm sitting here. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for my desk setup, y'all. However, feel free to join my broadcast channel, which I'll link below, because I have some exclusive giveaways going up in there. But until the next video, y'all, which should be next Saturday, because we are doing these weekly uploads. But until then, as always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out.